What's happening, you crazy meat maniacs? Pitmaster Shane D back again with another 5 things for this week. Hey, do you want to know what 5 of the craziest barbecue accessories are out there that I can't stand? We're going to give them to you this week. Hey, before we do though, come check us out. If you're in the Murfreesboro, Illinois area, or you're going to be at the Praise the Lord contest this weekend, come by, say hi. Look for the Gorilla guys in shirts. We'll be hanging out with Q-Bones and also the Barbecue Bus team. This is our Memphis and May team, kind of broken up into separate KCBS teams. I'll be cooking with both of them this weekend. Would love to say hi. I'll be in late Friday night. Unfortunately, I got to work, so I can't get there until a little bit later. But I'll be there all day Saturday, right up through awards, and I would love to see you, hang out with you, say hi. Talk about these grills, talk about anything barbecue related you want to, and just hang out and be family. That's what it's all about, guys. Breaking bread, hanging out, expanding the barbecue knowledge. That's me, and that's what it's all about for me. It's why I do it, and I would love to see you there. But you're not here for all of that. What are you here for? 5 things. All right, let's just take it right off the top. There's no good way for me to get into this because, man, all these things drive me nuts. But I want to warn you about some of the ones that I hate the worst. And I'm going to save the biggest offender for last. Let's start off with, have you seen these silicone gloves? They're like Gumby hands. They're usually orange. Nah, there's no articulation in them. Have you ever seen them? They're a good idea. It's a great example of good idea, bad delivery. They do work. They work like a champ as far as keeping heat away from your hands. They really do a pretty good job because they are silicone, until they get hot enough on the inside, and then they are all silicone, and man, your hands sweat like crazy in them, and then you really can't do anything but this. Have you ever tried to unwrap or wrap ribs when all this is like the articulation you've got? You're like, I'm a Theo. That's pretty much all they give you, so don't waste your time with those guys. You know what I use them for? To put hot pans on. They're basically a trivet. That's all I use them for. That's really the only redeeming value they had in my eyes. They're terrible. Don't buy them. Just skip them. There's a reason why when you go to Amazon and look these up, they'll be like in a 3-pack with, 2 other really crappy products. That's the first clue. That is the first clue that it's a craptastic product, is when you can get 3 crappy products for a marginally higher price than the one crappy product by itself, because they're crap. Big stinker, big thumbs down. Don't use them. Don't buy them. Don't even do it, man. Number 2, the Grill Sergeant apron. Hey, you guys have all seen it, right? You got the big sling comes across the chest. You put like 12 beers in it. It's got a can opener, and it's got this, and it's got that, and a place to hang your towel and all. You know how many barbecue guys I know that use that? Zero. Man, real barbecue people, real pit masters don't use that crap, man. We use just a plain old apron or none at all because, well, it's just not how we roll. It's a pain in the butt to put on that apron all the time. So don't go pay like 25 or 50 bucks for this thing, because you're going to use it one time and go, this thing is a big old hunkin' pile of lame, covered with lame sauce, with a lame candle put on top of it, lit in all its lame glory. Pass on it. Don't buy it. Don't waste your money. It's just not worth it. Go get a real apron. If you want a good apron, there's some wax covered canvas aprons that are quite good. Leather aprons, fine, whatever. But get a good apron that's going to last a long time. Or go the other route and get really cheap aprons that are basically disposable. That's what I do. I have my dressy apron. I get it when I'm cooking. You got to look nice. And that is a nice wax canvas apron. But you know the one I use more than not? I buy them like by the 10 or 15 pack. There's these black aprons that they don't protect much, honestly. But when I ruin them, I toss them away. So go one direction or the other, but that middle ground and anything, I'm all for an apron that has a little place for a towel to hang, because I do use that quite a bit. But I use my back pocket more so than anything else. An apron's got a beverage opener on it. That's fine, but guess where that thing is? On my keys, because I want it when I'm not in an apron. So you got to look at stuff like that and go, will I really use this, or is it just a novelty gift that I'm going to get, like a tie on Father's Day? When are most of those aprons sold? On Father's Day. The tip's really for you ladies and kids out there. Dad don't really want that apron. You know what else we don't want? the apron, like the the muscly body. We don't really care for that either. Yeah, it's funny. We wear it twice and then we accidentally bleach it. Okay, just little shh. I know it's a secret. The next one, bear claws. Now I know I'm affiliated with the company that sells the set. You know what else I know? I tested a whole bunch of them to find a really well-made set to recommend to that company that does sell them. But if the bear claws you're buying are made of plastic, don't buy it. If they're really thin diameter metal, don't buy it. If they don't give enough relief for your fist to fit in them and then come off of it where your hands aren't in the heat of the meat, don't buy them. There's really good ones and there's really bad ones, and if you're not paying a fair price for them, you're probably getting one of the real bad ones. I really just don't use bear claws, period. You know, I understand why some people use them. I don't. I'm going to run my knife through something real quick if I need it broke up instead of shred it. Or if I've cooked my pork well enough, man, it just pulls apart my hand, so I don't use them. There's a place where, you know, I could use them where I maybe hold the chicken breast down with that claw and maybe cut it, and that's cool. Okay, I get that. But there's other ways to achieve that without investing in those bear claws. But if you are, get a good one. If you're a guy that uses them, get a good set. I do highly recommend the set that I worked with Gorilla Grills to put out. So go check them out, gorillagrills.com, and their accessory section. They're actually pretty reasonably priced. And if you throw in a couple sauces and rubs, you get free shipping on them. So check those out. I do recommend. That's one of the only bear claw products that I do recommend is on that site. So check it out if you're interested. All right. This next one, dude. Have you guys seen the BBQ MultiTool? Have you seen it? Okay. If you haven't, it's a picture. It's like a Swiss Army knife that has all this crap on it. And none of it is worth a ding. None of it. It is novelty at best. Listen, if you want a spatula, you'll get a real spatula. If you want any of the things that are on this self-contained foldable unit, go buy a real one, okay? Save the $50 on this silly thing because you're never going to use it. Everything on it is a poor version of whatever it is. It's not a good opener. It's not a good spatula. It's not a good any of that stuff. Don't buy multi-tools as a general statement. I'm just going to put that out there. And that goes right into our next one. And I'll kind of lump these two together, but they're very separate. Have you guys seen those metal briefcase things? You can get your favorite team on it. You can even get your name engraved on it. All the money in that barbecue briefcase, you know, that has like 3 different spatulas, and one has the sawtooth on this edge so you can cut stuff you want to, and it's got really cheap, crappy long tongs and, you know, a spear, and it's got everything in it, and they're all junk. 90% of the money in that barbecue briefcase is in the dang case itself. All the tools in it, complete crap. Do yourself a favor. Go buy yourself a nice spatula. You need a couple different spatulas. I like a nice wide one. I also like one that's kind of long and flexible, like a fish style spatula for the grill. But that's all I use, guys. Everything else, I'm going to use those gloves to move what I need. You know, if I want a can opener or whatever, you know, a bottle opener, it's usually on my keychain. You know, all that stuff that's built into these kits, that BBQ MultiTool, the briefcase, all that stuff is built for novelty at best. I've watched companies give these away at new events. You know, hey, we got this presser. Let's order 200 of these, and we'll give them away to everyone that comes in. I've had about 5, 6 of those in my lifetime. You know how often I used them? One time, I gave them all away because they're all junk. Spend money with a good company to get a good knife, to get a good spatula, to get, you know, good pair of tongs. And I almost guarantee not one company makes the best of each one of those things. Don't be afraid to use something like Cook's Kitchen or America's Test Kitchen to review those things and buy the best for the money. What I like about those review sites is they're not telling you what just the best is, because the best is, you know, typically like the $3,000 thing, right? But they'll tell you what's the next best at a really good price. But I've watched knives win in America's Test Kitchen that are like in the $30, $40 range, and they'll compare them directly to those $400 and $500 knives and say, listen, if you got the cash, this one's great, but this one is so close for 1/10 the price. So trust resources like that. Amazing Ribs does a good job of this. I don't necessarily trust Consumer Reports or any of their grill reviews. That's just my personal thing. But get on the interwebs, do a little research before you spend your money on those things. And I hope this list has helped you avoid some of those costly things that you just don't need in your barbecue in life, okay? All right, guys, this one's pretty short, pretty sweet. And again, if you're going to be up in the Murfreesboro, Illinois area, come see me at Praise the Lord. I would love to hang out with you. As always, I'm Pitmaster Shane D. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, and we'll catch you next week.